Good evening. Welcome to KollabPro Inc. presents It's Time to Do Business. So glad that you're here and thank you so much for taking the time to join us. We're not going to be long. This is just a part of our Collab Knowledge Drop series. It's the first in the series and we're excited about it. So, a little bit about KollabPro Inc. KollabPro was established in 2009 and was pretty much founded on the principles of helping business owners and individuals achieve their dreams. So that's what our team works on. And I am your host, Felicia Rier, and I am the CEO and Senior Creative Consultant of KollabPro and the founder. And I have way over 25 years of experience in administrative and marketing and digital and print media. Worked for in several different industries. So I've brought all that to where we are today. So I'm able to speak to you. I'm able to speak to all of these different areas, and I have a team that is phenomenal, and they are just as versed in all these things as I am. So we're very, very excited about sharing information with you. Tonight's discussion is going to be we're going to talk about the importance of preparing your business to do business. And if your hobby is producing income, then maybe you should consider forming a business or legitimizing it. If you've worked in it long enough and it's proven to be profitable, you might want to consider legitimizing, choosing your business structure, and protecting your brand. Those are the things we're going to talk about. And just a quote that I saw last week, it said, "The secret of getting ahead is getting started." Now, we are all hopefully at a point where we're doing what we're passionate about and we've gotten started with it. If you haven't, if you're passionate about something, whether it's a hobby, whether it's your sole proprietorship business you've been doing for a while, and you're absolutely passionate about it and you think it will do well, I would suggest you take it to the next level, or maybe after hearing tonight's presentation, you'll at least consider it. What is your business? What product services do you offer? Who is your market? Do you have a business plan? Those are all types of things that needs to be considered. Is it a hobby? Is it a bit? Can it be a legitimate business? What business structure do I choose? Corporation, LLC, sole proprietorship? Do I have a business plan? Probably need a business plan. No, you do need a business plan. And protecting your brand. That's another thing we're going to talk about. Protecting your intellectual property. Now let's talk about hobbies for a minute. The IRS says that if it's a sport, recreation, or anything like that, it's considered a hobby and you can't deduct expenses. But what if it's a sport or recreation that you profit from, or that you have to buy supplies for, or that you're spending a lot of your money on? The IRS does say that if it's a legitimate business, you can, um, excuse me, you can set it up as a business so that and it'll kind of offset some of the costs. Let's delve deeper into that in a little bit. Business plan. Well, your business plan helps you run your business. A good black business plan guides you through each stage of starting and managing your business. So write the vision, make it plain so that you have a guidepost, you have a guide for where you're trying to go. Your business structure is important because it determines or it influences everything from your day-to-day operations, your taxes, how much of your personal assets are at risk. Depending on how you set up your business, it can either expose you more to litigation, lawsuits, or whatever, or it can protect you. It can serve as a legal protection. Sole proprietorship, some businesses just decide that they want to be a sole proprietorship, like a person that might own an art gallery or that offers goods and services to others. Legally, there's no distinction between you and your business with a sole proprietorship. If you're sued as a person. There's no protection there. But a lot of people find that that's how they want to do business, and there's nothing wrong with it if that's for you. Again, you can be held personally liable for debts, obligations of the business. Sole proprietors, you can still use a trade name. So, for example, if I Felicia Rie doing business as KollabPro, if I wanted to do it that way, I could. However, I have a travel business that it's a sole proprietorship because I don't use it a whole lot. But if I were to, when I do use it, it's a trade name that's under me. But I could also put it under my corporation as well. So it just depends. You have a lot of options there. Partnerships. Well, partnerships is a formal arrangement by two or more parties to manage and operate a business. And I'm going to pause here and say, when you are considering going in partnership with two or more people, know who you are going in business with. Be sure that everyone is vetted. No stone goes unturned. There has to be transparency, because all too often I, I've seen where friendships were broken up. I've seen where relationships are broken up, all because the right things weren't put in place initially when the partnership was formed. So if a partnership is formed, if you're working with someone on a venture or something that stands the opportunity to make money, you need to have a partnership in place. That takes out well, you're still liable personally, but it's the liability is to every owner, not just one person. Limited liability corporation. Well, limited liability corporation is sort of like a partner. It can be like a partnership if it's a multi-member LLC, or it can be a single member LLC. A lot of LLCs are single member, and it's for the protection of your assets in case your business is sued, basically, because you can pass through and you can pass through taxes with the schedule filing a Schedule C on your personal taxes. So it's simple. So it's a hybrid. It gives you that corporate side protection, but it also gives you the flexibility of filing on your taxes. And there's a corporation type called S corp that's much like an LLC. From a tax standpoint, but we'll talk about that later. LLCs can be owned by one or more persons. Example, I had an LLC that had 12 members. Again, when you're going into business with other people, be sure to vet. Be sure that everyone, even you, is vetted and there's complete transparency there, because it can go a little sideways if everything is not put in place in a transparent way up front. Now, a LLC allows you to take advantage of benefits of both the corporation and the partnership, basically. So it's very beneficial. It keeps the members from I'm sorry, not from joining, but from being sued personally, because you have that veil there. You have that protection. Now, a corporation is a legal entity that is separate, completely distinct from its owners. Which, as an example, and I like to give examples, but I use myself for examples. I have KollabPro Inc. KollabPro can do whatever it wants to. It's not me. It's completely separate from me. I have a board of directors. I have um, the rights and responsibility. Well, the corporation enjoys the rights and responsibilities that individuals do. So a corporation can enter contracts, it can loan or borrow money, it can be sued, hire employees, own assets, and pays taxes. So when I pay taxes, when KollabPro pays taxes, there's a separate tax filing that has to occur because it's not an LLC. I can't pass it through on my personal taxes. However, there's a such thing. I'm a C corporation. Uh, there's a S corporation, as you can see right here, and it's a special type of filing that you file an extra set of paperwork for, and it allows profits and losses to be passed through directly to your personal income without being subject to corporate tax rates. Because so basically it's a way to avoid double taxation. Because like I said before, KollabPro has to file taxes separately. That's a whole separate tax thing. If it's owes, I have to pay that. But if I were able to pay, if I were an S corp, I would be able to file the Schedule C and pass it through with my personal income, and there will be no other. That's the tax filing, and I wouldn't be subject to corporate tax rates. So I am actually in the process of doing this. My accountant highly suggested it years ago, and I didn't do it. So I'm going to do it now. And there are a couple of other corporation types, a benefit corp, a closed corp. And I'm going to send you this information so you'll have it to refer to. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about tonight is protecting your brand. Brand protection is really, really important and it's key. The first thing we recommend is that you trademark your business name and your logo. Trademark it, it's yours. That way, nobody else can use it. Then we recommend that you register your domain. So you got your business, you've thought of the name, you got your logo done. Now register your domain name. Your .com, your .info, your .biz, your .net, your .org, whatever you want to, whatever you want your online presence to be, then you need to go ahead and register. If you're a nonprofit, more than likely you're going to want a .org. I see a lot of businesses choosing .org, but they're they're not nonprofits. Usually .org is for it's recognizable for 501c3s. Now that you've registered your domain, use your brand on any and everything you publish. Use your brand because if the public doesn't see it, how do they know that it's your brand? So in a way that gives you a bit of protection as well. When you use it, you're letting the public know, look, this is mine. I'm here. Protect your online assets. That means your social media, your web, your network, everything should be protected with your brand. Whatever you post to social media, be sure that it is branded. Whatever you post, when you do blogs, when you do anything you do should be branded with your company, because that's how you grow. That's how you market as well. Okay, so that ends tonight's quick collab knowledge drop series. And we're going to be coming with some really exciting things in the next couple of months. And we hope that you'll join us for those as well. We're going to do some lives, we're going to do some Zooms and just kind of panel discussions. So, in the meantime, you can contact us at info@kollabpro.com. Reach out to us on social media at KollabPro or KollabPro Inc. Our website is www.kollabpro.com. And of course, if you need to call us, you need to hear our voices, just call us at 888-450-3110. Again, my name is Felicia Rie, and I thank you so much for attending tonight's webinar. A free resource kit will be emailed to you shortly because I have your emails. And we appreciate you for stopping by. Thanks. Have a good evening.